So I'm just going to say a few very quick words to frame the meeting and outline some objectives. And then we're going to hear from the four people who have volunteered, had their arms twisted to present at today's meeting. And then after that, we're going to throw it open for discussion. And hopefully, we can take away a few specific, actionable takeaways. So in framing it, let me make the obvious point at the beginning. Berkeley, along with other educational institutions, has been subject to very large, very sudden, and very unwise declines in state investment. We can do all we must, and we have to continue to argue against, what is a short-sighted and self-defeating example of public policy. But we must do everything we can to protect and grow Berkeley. Berkeley is, as we all know, one of the preeminent public universities in the world. And I think it matters more than Berkeley itself, because I think Berkeley is a symbol of what a great public university can achieve. So I think sustaining it and growing it matters more than Berkeley itself. But to do that means we can't just be passive. We have to do all that we can do within our control to generate the resources to sustain Berkeley's current level of excellence and access. So while it's crucial that we demonstrate that we're efficient, and hence operational excellence is crucial, I do not believe that we can cut our way to financial stability without sacrificing what Berkeley stands for. Thus the emphasis on growing net revenue in a way that's consistent with Berkeley's mission, values, and purpose. So the basic idea of this symposium is pretty simple. Are there projects that we can undertake where we have the decision rights that would generate positive net revenue at the unit level or for central campus? Are there examples of successes or failures that we might learn from? And what are the examples of best practice? And finally, what, if anything, can central campus do to facilitate and enable good ideas? As I said, we'll start off with a short presentation of 4 projects or ideas. We're going to be kicked off by Solly, who's the Chief Operating Officer in Athletics, followed by Carla Hess, who's the Dean of Social Science, Jennifer Walsh, Dean of College Environmental Design, and then Diana Wu, the Dean of Extension School. Let me pause to thank all of them for sparing the time and taking the risk to do this. This is the first time we're doing it, and none of us know exactly where it's going to end up, so there's a risk embodied in it. As it will be clear from the projects or ideas, they're all at very different stages of development, and they come from different parts of campus. This diversity is by design. It's meant to illustrate the hypothesis that any part of campus can do something. This symposium isn't about admin and finance. It's not about athletics. It's about everybody. And as I think these presentations will show, different sponsors may need different types of help. In some cases, they may need seed financing. In some cases, they may need the centre to adapt or change a silly policy. And in some cases, they may just need the centre to get out of the way. So before I turn to Solly, I want to point out that we have Andrew Zeri and Peggy Houston in the audience. As many of you may know, Andrew was, he's sitting here. Andrew was lucky enough to be selected as the faculty head of operational excellence, and he leads our operational excellence effort. And then Peggy Houston, who's over there, was even more lucky to be appointed as the OE project officer manager, because we actually needed someone to do all the work that we thought about. So, two lucky people. But the point being, why they're here is that in developing the OE project office, the campus has built a capacity or a muscle that enables us to develop well-researched and credible business plans with the skills necessary to monitor, manage, and measure success. However, thus far, the OE Project Office has focused exclusively on projects that make Berkeley more efficient. This was by design because the thought was there was a lot of low-hanging fruit. But what if we redeploy that capacity or that muscle towards revenue-generating projects? If we accept the notion that $1 of net revenue generated is as valuable as a net dollar saved, then why shouldn't we seek to do both things at once? Why focus exclusively on one side of the ledger? So as a consequence, I am proposing to expand the scope of the Operational Excellence Project Office to add to its remit the task of providing support to units that request help to develop revenue-generating ideas. And we can discuss this after the 4 presentations. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Solly with our first presentation. And this one is as I said, there's a range of presentations. This is the most developed, most complete. It's ongoing. It's actually in that room there. And he will take you through that. Then we go from ideas, Carla, that is embryonic. Jennifer's a little bit more developed. And the last one that Diane's going to lead off is not so much a project. It's about running a whole part of campus and turning it around from a deficit unit in decline into a growing profit center.